Hey guys, it's Julia, and it's Thursday at Unthinkable, so I wanted to send you a quick live video doing a Throwback Thursday. So in the last week and a half or so, I have seen the movie World Trade Center with Nicolas Cage from 2006 for the first time. I never saw that film. I tend to not watch a lot of 9/11 stuff that's not themed according to, what we generally talk about. And I'm not sure why I wanted to watch this, but I decided to. And I was pleasantly surprised. It was a story I'd never heard before. And it was actually based on a true story, or at least most of the film was. We're coming up on Labor Day weekend here in America, and I know many of us have 3-day weekends. And I know that with September 11th coming up next week in just 8 days, it's on my mind a lot, of course, as it's probably on yours too. So maybe this is something you want to check out. I like the film because it's a true story about a very small group of people, two Port Authority police officers, John McLaughlin and Will Jimeno, and just the story, their incredible story of how they were rescued as the survivors, number 18 and 19, from the rubble of the World Trade Center immediately after on September 12th, 2001. I just want to share with you a little bit of information about these people because they're incredible heroes, not just because they were first responders at Ground Zero on 9/11, but they demonstrate an incredible spirit and amazing courage throughout this story. Not only do Sergeant McLaughlin and Officer Jimeno demonstrate their bravery as members of the PAPD alongside other fallen comrades such as Officer Dominic Pizzullo, who was perished unfortunately when the North Tower collapsed on them. It's not just them, it's the people that found them too. Just like how the 9/11 truth movement is comprised of people who are seemingly from disparate backgrounds, people who wouldn't normally mix, people of different ethnicities and beliefs. That's what happened that day, and in this story we see it. So very briefly, not to totally spoil the film, I would encourage anyone who considers themselves a truther to watch it through that lens, because there are a number of very interesting scenes from within the pile, such as where what seems like previously unreacted incendiaries go off and then burn the two men as they struggle to stay alive beneath the rubble. There were sounds of explosions. There are reports of the lobby of the World Trade Center being blown out as if it was being bombed. And since these are the accounts from these first responders, they're included in this film by Oliver Stone. The other two people I want to highlight are the people that really made this possible, and those are two United States Marines. One, Staff Sergeant David Carnes, who was on September 11th in Connecticut, actually, on the job when he saw the attacks in New York. And then Marine Jason Thomas, a sergeant as well, I believe. On September 11th, David Carnes, who had been in over in the Middle East earlier with Kuwait, etc., he left his job, just walked off, I'm sure, went to a church, prayed a little bit, got a haircut, threw on his Marine attire, and drove down to Manhattan. And he got there right around the time the North Tower was collapsing. He and Sergeant Jason Thomas were the ones that found Patrol Sergeant John McLaughlin and Officer Will Jimeno in the pile after they had sought refuge in an elevator shaft in the concourse between the North and the South Tower during the South Tower collapse, which is depicted brilliantly in the film. Again, World Trade Center, 2002 with Nicolas Cage. I was blown away by this story because it's yet another example of innocent people who were going about their daily lives who felt called to something. Something said people need help, and their accounts describe that. The Marines, for example. Similarly to how McLaughlin and Jimeno knew that people needed help, and that's why they were getting Scott packs to go up into the North Tower, you know, in full bunker gear, just like the FDNY was doing in the South Tower, and I'm sure in the North as well. Something to think about. You know, where do we fit into this whole equation almost 19 years later? I think I see a lot of qualities in the supporters and those who are working for a new investigation in 9/11 truth. I see a lot of similarities between the characters in the film and in all of you. Of course, you know, we're not real heroes, maybe, though some of you are to me. And I would just encourage you to look upon this piece of art, this film, which is based on a true story, but of course not, you know, totally canonical, so to speak. Stories like this give me hope. They remind me that we are a lot more than we think we are, and we have a lot more ability and capacity for creating and obtaining good in the world. So I hope you guys have a very safe and relaxing weekend for Labor Day here in the United States, and know that lots of stuff is moving and shaking as we only have 8 days remaining until September 11th, 2020. If you still don't know what you're doing, feel free to comment, and I'm sure that people will give you some good ideas. Have a safe weekend, you guys. And again, World Trade Center, 2006. I watched it on Amazon Prime, but I'm sure it's available other places. And I'm not affiliated with the film or Amazon or anyone, actually, except a couple of you. Take care again, and thanks for watching.